Greetings, fellow viewers, fellow gamers, fellow everybody, ladies and gentlemen. This is Henry Michael Brown, author of The Impossible Man, creator of Splatterbomb, author of Econo Magi, many other things. I kind of missed the first anniversary of Splatterbomb Lounge. This is what I'm going to be discussing. June 1st, 2020 was the first episode of Splatterbomb Lounge, which I posted up on YouTube here on my Coqui-san channel, formerly Studio Coqui. And I wanted to take the time to reflect on 1 year, because this was quite a remarkable feat that I've engaged in to help out with my IPs, which of course is Splatterbomb. I just finished Splatterbomb Lounge tonight, or this morning, because it's 1:44. So a lot of things happened in 1 year, and I didn't think this was going to happen the way it pan out the way that it did. It was pretty scary. This was due to global events, because this was never in the realm of ideas here. Like, I never had this planned. See, if global events hadn't happened last year, none of this would be going on. I was trying to figure out what to do with my YouTube channel, but this was not it. This was definitely not it. But it happened the way it did because of global events. So, in the entire so for the first year, this whole first 1 year of Splatterbomb Lounge, I definitely didn't know what I was doing. I'm not going to mince words. I'm not gonna lie or anything. I had no idea what I was doing with the streaming. Like, everything was just rapid fire, last second research, like last second research. I didn't know what to expect. I decided to go with my strengths, which was gaming and play video games. So I decided to just do the Let's Play. And that was a bold choice, given that the whole entire internet is saturated with this stuff, with Let's Plays. So, but I had to really go for where I believe what my strength was, and I got the capture card, the Elgato, and a couple other things, and and unfortunately my computer is still, it's the same bare bones low-key one that I'm using, which has quick sync instead of something like, say, NVIDIA or stronger in terms of game cards. So yeah. So yeah, as I've mentioned many times throughout the year, this was supposed to be on Twitch, but Twitch has this hard cap of 6,000 kilobytes per second, and for some reason it just throttles me when I try to live stream, and it was driving me nuts, and I had to really hurry and get into doing the show. I couldn't just fight for months to get Twitch to operate and everything. So I just did recordings just to start off and post it on YouTube. I didn't expect much of anything. I was trying to figure out what I wanted for Splatterbomb Lounge in terms of formatting. Not only recording format, I mean like this whole setup here that I got going. Because I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know if I wanted to have my face on screen or just have the characters on screen, like so, like this. Have it like this, as you see here. Or have me on the screen. There was a lot of options, or have me on the screen and do character voices. But like I said, Rift Tracks Live has been influential. Influenced this whole thing. If you watch clips of Rift Tracks Live on YouTube, you'll see what I mean when they show the screen like so. You see just the screen, but then at some point during the live, during Riff Tracks Live, they cut off to here, and then you see the actors. So that was what I had envisioned. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way because Twitch throttled, and I had to just get the show going. So I just focused on recordings and did as best as I could with the scripts and everything. I didn't know what to expect. I expected very little to come out of this. I wasn't sure if this was going to be full time. Well, I wouldn't say full time. I would say if this was going to be it. Like, I'm going to go all in on it. So, unfortunately, I learned throughout the year, I learned that I can't voice 5 characters and play action games like Super Mario Brothers, Sonic the Hedgehog, Grip, Star Fox all at the same time, because my brain can only do so much multitasking at once. And I found myself either having either my grip of the controller is frozen and I'm not moving because I'm voicing characters, or I'm playing more and not voicing characters. So it proved to be a detriment, and I had to end and I did end the series at episode. I did end the series last year until I could figure out what I was doing wrong and what I was doing right. I had to figure this all out quickly, and then make a final decision if this was really what I wanted to do or not. And I think that really hinged on what I really wanted to do, and that was the live streams. So what I decided to do was do a step back. Instead of doing Splatterbomb Lounge, I created Coqui-san Freelance Gamer, which was just me, solo. No character voicing, no nothing. And just played the game, do the live stream. It was a still, as you can see here, right here, the fish tank, which is full motion, quote-unquote animated, if you want to call it that. 1 frame per second animation. I put that to the side for the live stream and just used a still image of my character, Coqui-san, sitting in a fictional attic, and just focused on live streaming the game until I could figure out what was causing the throttle. And over time, I found I tinkered with the camera, the Logitech camera, which is my face there, and I was able to bring down its resolution. And then that's when I realized, what if the fish, because I always kept doing the fish tank at 1080p, so I realized this and I cut it down to 540p. And once I did that, it solved everything and solved my live stream issue. So I was able to actualize Splatterbomb Lounge as I had originally intended, and that made me very excited. And I did the live stream tests, of course, all those live stream tests before doing Splatterbomb Lounge. Feel free to watch them if you're interested in behind the scenes stuff. And on top of that, I played Takeshi and Hiroshi, which was very text heavy, and I did character voices on that just to see how well my voice can hold up, and it held up very well. Did very fine. And then came the final. So now everything's starting to finally come into place. So I had to figure out what I wanted to do with what I wanted to do in terms of playing, and knowing that action games are very bad in terms of multitasking, I figured if I play more text-heavy games like JRPGs, visual novels, that kind of stuff, that might be the difference maker in me being able to maintain the show, and that's what I did. So I started off, I practiced with that, with Dragon Quest and Takeshi and Hiroshi and so on during the live stream test, and then I decided to go with Crystallis because it was action RPG, just to see how well I can hold up with the show with action RPGs, because there are plenty of action RPGs that I might want to do, and I did fine. I feel I did fine. I was able, despite the fact that there were lulls in voicing, because I was trying to trying to remember the game. I should have done, maybe I should have done a dry run of it, since I've played it many times before, but it was years ago. But yeah, I was able to do it. And I got it through to the end. I was very happy to get the ending, finally, because that was the key thing. Major problem was that I wasn't finishing the games. I didn't finish Grip, and I didn't finish Sonic the Hedgehog. And with that, I apologize. I do apologize because I know that many people want to see a game be played to completion. And I know that there are YouTubers that just do first looks. They play a little of the game and then they would come back later on down the line maybe to finish the game off, or they probably never just go back to the game again. But I like to try and keep that to a minimum and beat the games because I love video games. I've always loved video games, and I've always make the attempt to beat my video games that I own to the best of my ability. I know when I have to, if I have to stop, I have to stop, because it's not easy. But then I have like that major determination, like when I was a kid, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Ultra, the first game. Yeah, I was determined to beat that. That was the first game that I ever played until 1 o'clock in the morning. So, and I beat it. I farmed those scrolls. I farmed the scrolls and managed to do it. And I did it 3 times over. I wanted to make sure that was legit. But nevertheless, I do want to beat video games if the opportunity presents itself. And some of them ended up going over for a little longer than they should. Like Kid Nicky Radical Ninja, that went 3 episodes. That went 3 shows on Freelance Gamer, and yeah, I do apologize on that one. If you sat through not nearly 9 hours of this one arcade game, which speedrunners would end in 20 minutes, more stronger players would end in 20 minutes, but that was on the normal setting. There was no easy setting. That was normal setting, or I guess it was the easy setting. Nevertheless, the point is that those kind of things are going to happen, and that's only because I want to beat the games. I want to beat the games, and that was the first time I ever beat Kid Nicky Radical Ninja. That was the first time I ever beaten it, because I played it back in the arcades, but I never got far because it's the arcades, money. But excuse me, I beat the game for the first time ever, and I was very glad. And I'm glad that I was able to see it through, despite despite how insane it is. But that's basically what's going to precisely be going on with my shows, because I want to beat them. I don't care how long it takes or what it takes, but I do want to beat them. And well, that's it. So yeah, I also enjoyed, of course, demonstrating my tabletop games, Savage Strikers. I was very happy with that. The author research videos. I was hoping I could tie it all into Splatterbomb, the Splatterbomb universe, but I'm not gonna even worry about that. So basically, Splatterbomb. I was hoping I could show. Can I show it? No, it's not. The prototype is a. Well, you know what? Let me get this for a second. I'll show you. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Hey, here we go. Just to show a little something for all of you who are watching this video. Splatterbomb is Splatterbomb Lounge, and everything that is Splatterbomb is based on my tabletop game. Basically, they're these little tiles here. I'm sorry, the it's laminated, so it's very very bright. so you might not be able to see it clearly. But I don't have it. But basically, these tiles, when put together, they'll form into a single stage. You know, they form into a single stage. If you could see it clearly, you can see how it connects with each other, line up nicely like that. So you take these tiles, and you can shape them out any way you want to create your game board. And you have these cards. Here's Bradley. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Here's Bradley. And here is here's Washer from Roller and the Midnight Painters. And here's of course Spraycon. Is Spraycon, and of course and here's Handy. Is Handy, and basically you know you just run around and you run and shoot. It's basically a run and gun board game, and you collect territory cards while spraying around the board. You know, while you're going around tagging the board with graffiti art and so on. And here, yeah, I'll give you a couple of quick samples of the. Here we go. Sorry, here we are. Okay, so so here's Bradley, and here we go. I'll just take this here. It should be. See that? Put the character stand like so. Here we go. See, and then you see that, and then you sit it like on the tile like so. Like so. Let me shift this over. Perfect. Here we go. So, you know what I'm saying? And then you put Bradley on the board, and he moves around a bit. You know what? Let me see here. Let me shrink this down. Here we go. It'll look something like this. Don't mind the TV screen. In fact, you don't need to see any of that. You don't need to see that. I know a lot of people show that, but yeah, this is what one of the tiles look like, and then you just you move the Bradley around and so on, and then you just take a little marker. Let's say this marker here, and you just spray. You just mark the areas of where he sprays graffiti at. He does a little graffiti spray by using these cards. These cards here, see? Which tells you how to spray on the board. So yeah, and then you take the little eraser that's on there, and you can erase that very easily. If you wanna replace it with others, with other colors. But I want to do a full demonstration of Splatterbomb. The game is basically ready for publishers. Here's Handy here. You can see Handy. Oh, here we go. Here's Handy. Put Handy right there. The lights are very bright. This is the first time in a while that I've put some strong lighting to it. But here we go. I think there we go. Yeah. Well, anyway, that I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me pull myself back up on the screen. Here we go. But yeah, that's what Splatterbomb Lounge is based on. It's based on this tabletop game of mine that I'm looking to get published, either by publishers or something. I don't know, but I definitely want to get it published to add to my how you say portfolio, alongside The Impossible Man and my novel The Impossible Man, and Peanut Butter Jelly Splatterbomb theme, which is the official theme song for Splatterbomb, and so on. So that's really why Splatterbomb Lounge exists, to expand and franchise. It's to expand and franchise Splatterbomb, basically. So that way, I'll just leave it like this. I don't know why I'm messing around here. I'll clean that later. Sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that. I'm very finicky because, I'm very finicky. I'm not used to being on camera. I know I've done a lot of a lot of videos, but so if but yeah, I am very finicky when it comes to that. Like I fidget a lot if I'm not careful. That's why it was such a big debate between being put on the camera, being put on the camera, or either put myself on camera or being off camera and not be visualized. But it's not. But as I pointed out from the very very first introduction video, with when I did Super Mario Odyssey introduction, it's not gonna matter if I somehow succeed. Like if I get a novel that succeeds, if one of my published novels succeeds, or if this game succeeds, and I'm going to end up, put in the public spotlight through interviews or things like that. So you're gonna still see my face regardless. So it's like I may as well do this and get used to being on screen and seen by lots of people, lots and lots of people on YouTube or Twitch or wherever, and start getting acclimated and everything, get used to this, because I really do want to succeed on this. I have a lot of aspirations. As you may have noticed, I have an All Japan channel, and for the first time, I demonstrated at my Japanese channel, one of my other tabletop games, Southtown Shakedown, which is inspired by beat 'em up action games like Double Dragon and River City, games like that. So yeah, I demonstrated that. Not very good though. I could tell you that it wasn't very good, but it's still an early prototype. It's still a young prototype. It's only in its 7th draft. So, but with regards to Splatterbomb, yeah, this is how far I've gotten with Splatterbomb, and I really would like to see my board game get published in the future, sometime in the future. I mean, it's ready to go, basically. All the rigorous play testing, like over 90 drafts of play testing. This was back in 2014. When did I? Sorry, let me double check my year here. It was 2014 I started this, right? Yeah, I started this in 2014. I started working on this prototype in 2014. To give a quick background, when I built this game, I took it to this event called the Hudson Arcade, which was hosted by Brian Chung from the Sheep's Meow Company, a video game developer, and he brought in local video game designers, but he also invited tabletop game designers. He welcomed tabletop game designers, so to demonstrate games that were either in development or in early prototype stages and such. So I was able to sign up, and I went to his events, and I presented a couple of other tabletop games, but Splatterbomb was one of them. And he introduced me. Well, he pointed to me a group that did tabletop playtesting. They playtested tabletop games. So once I found them and went to them, I had to choose a game because I had so many tabletop prototypes, and I picked Splatterbomb out of all of them that I could have gotten playtested and done. I picked Splatterbomb in 2014, and I stuck with that since. It's been 7 years now. Wow, it's been 7 years now, and I have found I have talked with publishers and so on, but I still haven't figured out if I want to continue on with the publishers, or looking for a publisher house. I don't know. I don't want to get too far into the business side here. But basically, that's what happened. The game evolved from what it was to what it is now. Used to use little square blocks, but then I realized I could have used markers for it, so that's what and laminated plastic white to wipe it down. But nevertheless, the game reached its potential, and I just need to find a publisher. That's pretty much it. So unfortunately, World Events happened last year. global events happened last year, and here we are. I decided to go with Splatterbomb because I had the characters that you see below here, drawn out. I drew all these characters myself and a whole bunch of others, and I just conceptualized the whole thing like right off the bat. How you say? Well, it was conceptualized out of thin air. This was not pre-planned the way it is. It was not pre-planned, and everything was just trial and error all throughout this whole first year. And the fact that I was able to solve my live stream issue on YouTube by November, I believe it was around December. And I started prepping up and then I started doing the preparations in January, I believe, if I remember my dates correctly. I probably forgot my dates. But yeah, that's pretty much. But yeah, once I got all that solved, it definitely worked out. And of course, I experimented the experimentations with Smash Fighter Ultima short side videos to see the which formatting that I want. In a sense, it was a blessing in disguise because with live stream, you have to stay consistent. From what I understand, from what I've learned, you got to stay consistent with your formatting and design and layout. Unfortunately, this whole background changed exponentially due to personal changes. This is now officially my office. I changed into an office officially. I'm very happy that I have an office now. It's one of those home, personal home offices. It's not business office. You go to a corporation. You leave your house, commute, and go into an office. This is one of those home offices, like what lawyers and doctors do. They operate out of their own homes, and that's what this is. This is a live-in office for me. So, and I'm very glad because this allows me to really move my camera around now. Unlike my previous home where I had to really keep everything private. But now I can move my camera around because it's all office stuff. There's no privacy to expose. I can always switch it up and whatnot when necessary, and not have to worry about what I'm showing in the background. So I don't have to do any crazy blurring or any of that stuff. It all depends on what the needs. So yeah. So aside from this, doing the videos was all trial and error, and that in every sense of the word, it was a blessing in disguise that the live stream didn't happen because this gave me a chance to really experiment during the course of the year. While continuing Splatterbomb Lounge the way that I had intended as a recording, and tried out with short side to see what it looked like if I was solo, Smash Fighter Ultimate videos to see what it looked like when I'm not on the screen, and this allowed and then analyzing Rift Tracks live to see how they run their shows the way they did on the screen, and I was able to bring it all together. And of course, doing Freelance Gamer was a good move for live streaming because it was solo play. I got to play the action games. I didn't have to worry about character voices or any of that stuff. Doing character voices, it was just me alone, 100% focused and trying to beat the game. And of course, I did the voices and do the little riff tracksing. If you've seen Sonic Adventure or Hyrule Warriors, and of course. Do crazy voice acting like I did in Final Fight and Takeshi and Hiroshi, that kind of stuff. So it's been a very fun ride. It's been a very fun ride, and I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy camper because I'm finally playing video games again because I'm backlogged. And not only that, but I get to beat some of these games finally for once. I got to show the way that I want it as I visualize it, and it's fully actualized as you can see here, the whole setup. And now I'm going to make my first attempt at a reaction video. Now that E3, right now at this time of the recording, E3 is happening this weekend, and I'm going to take a shot at doing some reactions. And as I said in the show, this is not to become a reactor or anything. It just only makes sense that with E3, and this particular channel is focused on gaming, that I would cover E3. something from E3, a couple of things on E3. But this is, again, baby steps. It's not some big magnanimous event that I'm doing on the channel here for E3. I'm just gonna focus on Microsoft and Nintendo and see how that looks, and decide if if that's something that I want to do with future video game related events, especially Nintendo Direct, since they like to do all that. I do want to thank the 19 subscribers. I'm very happy to have gotten 19 subscribers this far. I know for some of you who might watch this video, you're gonna roll your eyes or anything, but no, I do have a lot of thanks for these 19 subscribers, and for them, giving me support, and as a way of showing support. Popping up, I'm sure they're watching my videos, and I do thank them. And any of you who are watching these videos, that was the other thing that's always been hard on me for the year, and that was the subscribe button, because listening to people saying smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, it's like so cliche and so overdone. It's like, and it just felt weird saying it, because personally, I don't want to use the word beg. That's too strong of a word, but I don't want to come off a beggar or desperate. There's got to be an ebb and flow in the charisma when asking for subscribes and likes. And I've seen some videos, and the way that that some people say it comes off like they're desperate, or they're trying too hard, or something like that. And then there are others that I watched that did it with great charisma and very appealing. So it was a tough, and I don't have charisma. That's the thing. I don't have charisma. I don't believe I have charisma. The way that's presented, and so trying to figure out a way to ask you all to subscribe and like. So that's why I came up with the phrase that you're cordially invited. Make it an invitation. You say, you click on the subscribe button. Great. If you don't, that's okay. But it's there. Just getting the views is great enough. Getting as many views as possible. And if you subscribe, I do thank you. I thank you ahead of time. And I do thank you for, at least popping in and taking a look at my videos to see if it was something of interest. If it's not an interest, that's okay. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to entertain you. And if you moved on to something else, and this isn't your thing, your jam, and if this is your jam, like I said, you are cordially invited to subscribe to this channel. Just select the subscribe button and RSVP in the comments below. Yeah, you see, that sounded a lot better. That sounded way better than smash the subscribe button. But yeah, that was one of the things that was hard for me all year. Is that the whole declaration of subscribe buttons. All right, so yeah, I'm going longer than I should, but this was a great learning year, and now that I got Splatterbomb Lounge the way that I want, and I got Freelance Gamer to help supplement and deal with games that I wouldn't be able to multitask, I am very excited going forward. I am so having fun right now, and I'm feeling very giddy about E3. Doing it as Coqui-san Freelance Gamer. So I want to thank all of you for watching this video, for joining me. Thank you all for subscribing to my channel. Thank you all for checking out my channel, giving me the opportunity to entertain you, for, whether you continue onward with my shows or not. And I wish you all a good night, a buenas noches, and oyasuminasai.